Maximus and the Magic Mirror. Our story begins with a 10-year-old boy, Maximus, who always felt he was no good at anything. At school, he was often compared to his other classmates, who were better at math or more popular in their groups. Maximus couldn't understand why everyone thought he was normal or average. He had the feeling that he had no real value, even at home. When he showed his parents his work, he never felt it was appreciated enough. "You're not as good as Christos at football," or "Why don't you read more like Anna?" were some of the phrases he often heard. So Maximus began to feel that his skills were inadequate, and that he couldn't do anything well. He felt that he would never manage to be one of the best. One day, while walking through the neighborhood, he saw a strange store with a sign that read, "The Magic Mirror of Self-Esteem." Surprised but curious, he went inside. There he found an old man who welcomed him with a warm smile. "I'm glad you came, Maximus," the man said. "Here, you have a chance to see yourself in a different way. This mirror can help you realize how valuable you are." Maximus, though he doubted the idea of a magic mirror, walked up to it and looked inside. The first thing he saw was the image of himself, but this time it was different. He didn't just see his outer appearance, but instead of his body, he saw a light that reflected all his positive qualities: his kindness, the strength of his patience, and the fact that he always tried his best, even when things didn't go his way. The mirror didn't show him the perfect boy he wanted to be, but rather Maximus with all his strengths and weaknesses, and it made him realize that he didn't have to be perfect to be remarkable. His worth didn't depend on how good he was at something, but on how much he believed in himself and how hard he tried. The older man told him, "Real power is not in always being first or perfect. It is in loving and accepting yourself, knowing your weaknesses and continuing to try. True self-esteem starts from within." From that day on, Maximus began to see himself through different eyes. He understood that his worth was not based on comparisons to others, but on his uniqueness and the effort he put in. He learned to love himself, accept his mistakes, and constantly strive for the best. Moral: true worth does not depend on success or comparison to others. Self-worth comes from accepting ourselves, loving our weaknesses, and believing in our potential. Maximus's story helps children understand that self-esteem is based on acceptance of ourselves, not on external validation or comparisons to others. Children learn to love themselves and believe in their own abilities.